Kano State Governor, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, has called off Fulani headsmen all over the country, especially those in Benue and Taraba states, to relocate to Kano. According to him, Kano State has a vast grazing land to accommodate herdsmen and their cattle. And they will be given the dignity and respect they deserve. What are your thoughts on this? So do you believe that the governor of Kano State have finally solved our herdsmen problem?
For some, it may seem like a solution, right? And I mean, what we're saying is stay in ranches. Don't go on other people's farms. So this on the surface looks like a solution. But I would have expected that Governor Ganduje would not make it seem like a political, what's the word now?
Move.
In that I'm scoring a political point, because he said so that you can gain the respect that you deserve. These are, some of them, not all, people who have killed other people because of their farmlands. You're not addressing the death of human beings. You're making it seem like these are our people, we have enough grazing land and game reserve for you. I want to attack the person of the governor first.
In fairness to him, he said that these are senseless killings. Because it's because of these killings are senseless, and he believes that the people shouldn't die because of these herdsmen and farmers clashes. That's why he's opening up his doors for them to come to his state.
I said so I want to attack the person. I will come
to the person, but let's
I am one to always, you know, I remember when they were asking us on your view that what would you stand for? I said, I like to always find the balance in everything. So when I read it at first, I've been waiting for someone to take that place of leadership and ownership of the problem. Because I know for a fact that the idea of cattle rearing is a major multi-million-dollar business. And it is not being treated as such. It's being treated as, in terms of, we're dealing with it as an ethnic thing, is a Fulani people, as a religious thing, as opposed to treating it as a business opportunity. If it was coming from that angle, which I think it connotes a bit, I would say, fantastic idea. You're seeing the economic value these people will bring to your people, because of course, if you are in charge of if you are in charge of 80% of the meat that is going around Nigeria, you cannot be a poor state anymore. So if he was seeing it from that point of view, I would love this idea. And I think he is, because he's saying that, But his statement was that, let the headsmen be treated with the respect they deserve. Now, those lives that have been lost consistently over the number of years are not being respected in any way. And I feel that is wrong. If you want to do this, which is a good idea, which I think other states should jump and do it before him, is that you should gather your state's governors together. Come to a consensus that I know you guys don't want him. You don't want this man. I am seeing the value, economic value that this man will bring to my people. He said that we have a reserve. They have grazing land. He was vaccinating 1 million cattle. So he already has the structure a bit on ground.
For free too. For
free. So there is a business opportunity. And I'm saying that all the other governors never see it as, they always see it as, you're encroaching on our Greek land. Yes, and I say that I'm happy he's doing this, but we must balance it out. So I'm waiting for his comprehensive report, because this was just a speech taken out and made into an headline.
Wait, he's immunizing cattle. Does he own them?
He's doing it.
That's another point, because they're actually private businesses.
Yes, but you can take a place.
Let me spokesperson for the governor come here and clarify to us how they do this. But I know traditionally there are Fulanis in Kano, and they don't have the divisions that other states have.
Okay.
Now somebody must speak for these minorities, as much as we hate them, because you know
we don't hate them.
No, hate them.
We don't. Half of Nigeria would say Fulani headsmen.
Yes.
Now, people would hate Fulani herdsmen because they've been made to be militias, they've been killing people in other states, you know, even though it is a small fraction of them, and the larger fraction, which is Mietiala, just comes out every time, aggrieved and expressing the wrong way, they don't do the right PR. Now this governor is seeing them and saying, I would give you the dignity. I will treat you with the dignity that you deserve, because the Emir of Kano also came out to say, I am a patron of Mietiala. We generalize it to cover the militias and everything in Nigeria. I heard, you know, a lot of people talk about it that way. And the Sultan himself also came out to say, I am a patron. Rather than address the issue of the crime, which I'm always emphasizing here, that the IG should address the issue. We don't want a free-for-all. The free-for-all continues in Benue State. Today, there were 2 people, or 4 people, 6 people
attack
injured in Benue, 2 killed and 4 injured. And these people are coming out. We attack the issues of the president being patron. the Sultan being patron, the Emir being patron, traditionally, these people belonged somewhere. The Kano people are Fulani people. They owned cattle rearing. I love the fact that the governor is saying,
because called his own people.
Come back home. We've done this over the years. We are even immunizing cattle. Right. We can breed cattle. And that's the system we're talking about, colonies or ranching, whichever way you call it.
I was actually impressed with the fact that he has actually, from what I read, he has actually trained about 61, sent them to Turkey, 61 herdsmen, sent them to Turkey to learn artificial insemination for cattle.
Government business?
No. You can train them. You see, the truth is, Lagos State has provided a platform for agriculture. They created a zone that they said if you can come there, if you are interested in being industrial in your agri business, you have access to funding, you have access to training, you have access to seedling. So the government can facilitate the job.
You pay taxes.
Yes. The government, as I'm saying, the economic angle. I came up with saying that there's an economic angle to this. Kano can rise to beat Lagos State in terms of revenue generated.
Kano is already at par with Lagos. Look at your statistics. Kano is already creating employment for his people the way they know how. The people are Fulani. They are herdsmen. Team making, whatever way you look at it. Cattle rearing is what they know how to do. And they're already doing it successfully.
But the governor did provide tea.
Those are facts that you can find online. You can find that fact online. He has taken them to train them on the same business. Yes. It is a diversification approach that we're looking for.
That I wanted to address.
Please, can I come back to the person of this governor?
No, hang in there. Jumoke was asking a question.
Hang in there, wait. Somebody hang in there.
The chain of employment of this business. Somebody rears, somebody butchers. Do you know how the abattoir, even in Lagos, study how the abattoir, even in Lagos?
Can I come back to the person of this governor, PhD in public administration, sent to school by the Nigerian government all through his school, free education. Okay. He wants to empower his people. He takes 10,000 people, 10,000 naira. Some people, noodles and egg and bread. Is that the empowerment that he was given? Now, he's saying we have grazing land. I hope there's a structure on ground to account for each herdsman that he's calling, so that they are paying taxes and we really see that is empowering these people and not just scoring a political point.
You are hearing that there's a structure on ground and you are still hoping.
Which structure? That they are injecting cattle.
Already there's a structure on ground.
Which cattle are they injecting?
You know what? Hang in there. Wait. Nima, hang in there. Let's take a deep breath. Let me take a call. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Please. Jumoke.
Sir.
Jumoke.
Sir.
Be careful. You are heating law politics in this matter. If you don't want the Fulani to go to Kano, where do you want them to go to?
I'm not saying they should not go.
Fayose has said, I don't lead them. Fayose has been hitting them. Let me tell you, I don't know how you people look at this matter. The same Fulani, the same this herdsmen you are even talking about, has even have a great loss to even the people of Benue, even the native in Adamawa. But nobody is talking about it. Let me tell you, what we are looking for is solution.
Yes,
not
and he's provided
the governor has a right. You see, Fayose said, I want the native, the hunters should take gun against Fulani. Would the governor say, come back? I have a place for you. We are looking for solution.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have one.
The governor has a right to provide the solution, and I'm happy he's taking that initiative. Number two, he has a right to economize and create a business around this industry. And it's a good one too. We must applaud the good things, even while we're teaching him and encouraging him to do it right.
Do it right.
So
unfortunately, we have to rush. We have to rush.
Can
you just take one?
Sheikh says, so some of the northern governors know they have vast land before their Fulani cousins started their killings.
All right, let's take a break. All right, unfortunately, we need to end this subject, this topic abruptly because it's obviously hot. We can continue talking about it, but we have to switch over to the fact that Lagos State has allocated special courts for sexual offenders, which is a major issue. It's not a big issue that we must deal with, but you need to know about it so you can tell your family members how to get help when these kind of things happen. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So recently, very recently actually, Lagos State government inaugurated 4 special courts solely for the prosecution of sexual offenses and corruption cases. According to the report, the establishment of the courts would facilitate expeditious hearing and trial of sexual and financial related crimes, the sexual offense court. Now, it's going to be, this court is going to be said to be the first of its kind in Nigeria. How effective can this be reducing crime? Joining us is a lawyer and convener, Cardrell Advocacy Center, Evans Ufeli. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Now, as a lawyer, tell us very quickly,
what's different about this court?
What is the essence of this court? How would it actually make changes in helping to fast track sexual offenses?
Yes, it will, because now you are going to have 2 special courts, because you have 4. 2 for economic and financial crime, 2 for sexual offenses. Now you are going to have concentrated courts that will deal with these cases expeditiously, as against the normal courts. The normal courts, where the cases are spread across all courts, and you have other cases in other respective endeavors that also makes it difficult sometimes for these sexual offenses cases to move as fast as possible. But do you feel that,
does this give room for special lawyers? Do you need special lawyers for this kind of cases, or can you just go to any lawyer and just say, do you need specialists in this situation? Because a young girl right now is saying, I need a lawyer, my husband is beating me up. Does she need a special kind of lawyer, or just any lawyer can help her out?
Well, you see, whether special or any lawyer, criminal prosecution still remains criminal prosecution. Maybe we could say, okay, the prosecutors, those who are police officers, not necessarily lawyers sometimes, especially in the magistrate courts, maybe they should opt the training for them. But for conventional lawyers, any lawyer who understands, the parameters and the ambits of law can actually, take on prosecution.
This is very commendable, I agree, but do you think that, we're supposed to be talking about complete justice system reforms, in the sense that the investigation method, which Lagos State is, we must commend them for. They have a DNA center and all that. The prisons also, when we have to remand, and a suspect in prison, we have
5 years
for so long. But this, of course, will make it, work faster. But the situation in the prisons now is that we have more than we can accommodate. The Port Harcourt prison was built for 800 inmates. Now it's accommodating over 5,000. With 3,700 of them are waiting. The one in Kirikiri we just don't want to talk about. So I believe that, a complete justice system reforms, that the federal government should now key into what Lagos State is doing, and, we holistically reform everywhere. We want expeditious registries within the courts, where
Nima, we agree with you. This one is solution-based. Question, the Chief Justice of Lagos State is taking out all the sexual cases from all the courts and, putting them in. But right now, they only have 1 judge in the special sexual offenses court.
Now.
How fast can we fast-track all these over 3,000 cases right now? Plus, yes, I agree that this is all of, just Lagos State, and we have a lot of sexual issues in Lagos State. But if somebody runs to somewhere else in Nigeria, how do we deal with the case in Lagos?
If someone runs away, commits the offense, and runs to another place,
another state,
through investigation, he can be arrested.
Wherever.
Yes, he can be arrested and tried. Because you see, the problem here is, apart from the overhauling process that is required, even the reform started from the federal level, from the, and what we need actually is much more than making the courts effective and specializing them. We also need to look at the public, where these offenses are committed. Because if you look at it, we have cases where people molest children, people rape women, defy young girls, and society covers it up. You understand? So we need to also deal with reform society vis-a-vis the court system, so that you can have this cohesion in resolving the problem. Because crime, this sexual offenses has gone so high these days.
Yeah, staggering figures.
You will be surprised at some of the cases we treat. Some of the things we've heard and some of the things we've seen, you'll be surprised.
Yeah. Well, my real question I just remembered was that, so the sexual Offences Court is at par with the High Courts. So if somebody is convicted and then goes to the Supreme Court, what happens to the case?
If he appeals?
Yes.
You appeal to, you get to the appeal court first for the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you are convicted and you are not satisfied with the judgment, you have the right to appeal.
And it will go through the same central system.
When you get the higher court will look at the evidence.
Do you understand my question, sir? In that the courts that we're creating is at par with the High Court. Right. So they fast track it. Somebody is convicted within 6 months, for instance. Right. But when you now appeal, the case may now, because it's still the same judicial system, the case may now take 3 years
when you appeal,
at the appeal court.
It will now drag.
Yes.
That is where we get back to the justice system, that we need an overhaul of the justice system so that we can make things faster and better for society, because the Nigerian society is, you know, the way women are treated in Nigeria and in Africa also tells a lot as to how successful we'll become. If you look at countries that protect women and children, they have a tendency to succeed more than countries that jettison women and children. Fantastic. When you empower a woman, it reflects on the life of the child. Exactly. And currently, we discover that the security at the home front is becoming weaker because the man is at work, the woman is at work, the children are left to society. Now, and then society comes with advices to meet these people, and you have these cases.
Let me come to this angle, because I get worried where in any situation we have to create special courts. You know, it seems as though special courts for, I mean, are we going to get special courts for drug abuse, for inheritance? You know, there are other issues we have in our society. It goes back to the issue of the flag on the justice system. For us to get justice, for young girls to get justice, obviously we have to get to special courts. Is that necessary continuously to continue to get special courts for different things?
Well, because of the congestion, we have a lot of cases in our court. Sometimes you get to court, you look at the bar list, you see a judge is going to sit over 35 cases a day, sometimes 45, you know. And it's a system that requires certain level of special operation. It's not only here, even overseas, you have special courts. This is not just the first of its kind. We have family courts already dealing with delinquency issues and all that.
There's just so many
you get it. So what I think also at the magistrate court level, because that is where most of these cases go to, because they first the whole charge for the High Court, because they don't really have jurisdiction. But you see that most of the sexual offenses matter go to the magistrate court. So we need to also create that at that level to marry up with the High Court.
When we come back, we'll now hit the nail on the head concerning how do you get help? You know, yes, you've been defiled. What's the next step? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us.
Stop by as a question. So I was going to ask, Lima has reiterated it over and over again that whenever there is a case of sexual assault or abuse, it isn't against the person, it is a crime against the state. So we don't need the permission of the parents to prosecute. Can you break down how a neighbor, somebody that is observing abuse going on, can step in and lead to saving that child or that person being abused without being seen as you are putting nose or something? Break down the process. I can report the case and follow up.
Yes, a neighbor who observes or who sees this activity going on can quickly do a petition or report to the Lagos State government rapid response.
Where?
At Alausa, they have a center at Alausa. You can also walk to the nearest police station. You understand? Walk up to the nearest police station and report or do a petition against the offender. We've done that on several occasions. And that is what we must all do, because in some advanced country, if you observe and you see and you don't say, you become an enabler.
Yes.
I think there was a time even Lagos State government were considering it. And
no, but I think they said they did it.
They already have it. They already have it. It's not a law. I think the penalty is 3 years imprisonment now.
Yes. For not reporting.
It's there for not reporting. If you see such activity going on and you don't report, you are an enabler.
Yes.
It means you support it. It means you you condone it.
So that mother that sees that they're abusing my child, I'm like, I cannot say it out. You might be going to 3 years in prison.
Yes, even communities. Let me say it's very important. When young girls are raped, you see the community assume jurisdiction to hear a rape matter. It is criminal. Section 357 of the Criminal Code, is life imprisonment.
Yes.
An attempt alone is 14 years imprisonment. Wow. So we must know, the society must know, because when you now come, a ballet, the chief, and the community will now come together, they will now say, no, it's not rape, it's our brother, it's our this, they cover it, they suppress it. And then the child or the lady is left to suffer that pain. And then in future, she may want to look for a way to carry, to fight back society. You understand? Because you have created injustice and you have,
Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Yes. I have a question for you again. This sexual court that we have now in Lagos State, is it possible that we have different segments of this court in different parts of the country? Because there are so many sexual offenses going around in so many parts of the country, and ladies are being molested, young girls are being molested. I don't know which body should handle such things.
That is especially for the Lagos State government, actually. But
the governor of each state, the governor of the state, or the chief judge of the state can take such decision and decide to reform, because what Lagos State is doing is to set the pace. And I know that most states also emulate what Lagos State do. You understand? Yeah. And I think we use this opportunity to call on state to replicate this on the respective states, so that, because the cases we have, I mean, it's mind-boggling. We have a lot of cases of sexual offense.
Let's see some tweets, please.
Austin Doe says, Lagos State is a good example of how Nigeria should be governed. To me, if this law is well implemented, I think it's a welcome development. Omola Bolao says, see, beautiful ladies, we mustn't lose the unequivocal fact that sexual abuse isn't perpetrated by men alone. Women are also involved in some cases. Banky says, kudos to Lagos State government, because a state in the north giving 6 strokes of cane to a rapist for raping is not fair. Last one, Gabriel Abulimen says, as the war against sexual assault rages, let women also check their provocative dressing as a self-regulation.
Can I comment on that?
Yes.
You see, because I've had situations where people will say, she was raped, how did she dress? Why did she go there? I mean, this is wrong.
Yes.
There is self-control.
Yes.
People should wear what they are comfortable wearing. I don't this idea that it's because of the way you dress, it puts the other person as someone who cannot control himself. It puts the other person at the pace of an animalistic fellow because of the way a child dressed. That is why you did this. Is that the reason?
6 months baby, how does he dress?
How does a 6 months baby dress? How does a 2-year-old dress?
Quickly.
So I don't think we should keep saying all that.
The investigation part of rape offenses still is a major problem in prosecuting offenses. What's your take on how the police investigate? Yes,
police investigation must be watertight, because sometimes things are done hurriedly, and even when they get to the medical level, the medical report is not watertight, it's not well presented. And you know what a defense counsel will do, a smart defense counsel, is to look at the loopholes for which investigation has been hurriedly done. And you know, the position of the law is that once doubt is created in the mind of the court, as regards whatever evidence that is produced or adduced, the law is that it must be resolved.
So we should have a sexual assault team in the police force that does investigation.
Right.
We must develop forensic evidence. Right. And that is the only way to go. Scientifically, you can have complete and proper way of investigating sexual
offense. So people should report immediately so they can get the evidence.
People must report. People must report. And
Thank you very much.
Don't if a lady is raped, don't bait her. Let her not change the dress. Let her go like that to the place.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take. Thank you very much, sir. For coming on the show. We're going to continue talking about it. Last week we still talked hashtag no more. Yes. We're saying no more to sexual assault, male and female alike. We don't care. It doesn't matter. Once you have sex with somebody legally, it is wrong. So that's all we can take on the show. To be a part of our live audience on Wednesday, don't forget, come early at 8 a.m. so you can get here. We're only taking in 30 people. We don't want people looking so clustered together. So please come early. And if you've been here before, give way for other people, because some people are really trying to come in, and the regulars come in pretty, but just come in early as soon as you can so that you can get on the show. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.